Now, we got a bit of an interesting one today, Midday Show fans. Good afternoon. I'm Neil Long. I'm in the back room in my house, in the room to the right as you look at it. Yeah, right. Where would you be looking? That'd be to the right, yeah. Reverse it, does my head in. I've got a young lady warding off a zombie apocalypse, my girlfriend's oldest daughter. She's very, very good at it. However, there might be some screams emerging in there as the zombies kind of cross the portal to the underworld. So if you hear anything, there's no danger. No one's getting murdered. And if you want me to prove it, I'll pop her on screen. You come and say hello if you want, cheeky chops. Yeah, she's not particularly interested. I don't blame her. Zombies are more important, clearly. Oh, there she is. Give him a wave. We're live on the Midday Show. This is Rosalind, affectionately known as Cheeky Chops. I'm waiting for a guest, and I don't know if they're going to come in today because I think we've got a last-minute dropout. But I've posted in Lightbulb, which is an online place where media.
Who are you talking to? There's no one there.
Well, that's radio, sweetheart. That's how it works. Suddenly the realization dropped. Oh, that was classic. But sort out the zombies. I'll come and see how you're doing at 1 o'clock.
Right now I'm killing people, not zombies.
What's that?
Right now I'm killing people, not zombies.
She's killing people, not zombies. I assure you it is only a video game and there's no real crime being committed here at the moment, apart from possibly a crime in broadcasting. Anyway, so what I've done, I've posted in Lightbulb, which is an online place where media folks hang out. And said I need a last-minute guest and to see what happens. So I might get people showing up in the green room because I've put a link there and it'll take them straight here, or I might not. And I've literally no idea. And because I was prepared for another guest today, I haven't prepared anything. And I've got literally no idea what we're going to talk about for the next hour. So I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll give it about 20 minutes and we'll have a little chat. I'll say hi to some of you. And if the guest doesn't show up, I'd rather do a higher quality 20-minute show than an hour of just me filling and talking absolute nonsense. So for goodness sake, help me out, interact. Who have we got on the timeline? I can see we've got some folks watching. So stick a comment in the chat and I will say a quick hello to you. Any anniversaries, birthdays, celebrations. I've been trying to set up a Facebook ad today. It's so complicated. It is so complicated. It drives me absolutely doolally. Does anyone else find that? Have you ever done the advertising online? It is really, I suppose when you've done it a load of times, it becomes like anything else and it becomes really simple. But the first time, it's like looking at an aeroplane cockpit. It's like, what? And there's that rule as well. And you have to do that. I never knew you had to do that. Morning, Philip. How are you today, buddy? How's life in the world of Philip today? Very good afternoon to you. Thank you for coming along. Just interested to see what's going to happen because normally the place I've put the link is busy. There's a lot of traffic there and a lot of people there. So I'm fairly optimistic somebody might show up in the green room and I can say hello and have a little chat with them on the Midday Show. It's an experiment. Never done it before. It's kind of Midday Show roulette, if you like. Let's see what happens. Are you well, Philip? What's going on with you? You're watching on Facebook. Are you well? Are you all good? I do hope so. Or we've got people watching and alike, but you're not being very chatty today, dear listeners. Come on, I'm not selling anything. I'm not trying to save your soul. I'm not trying to get your money. I'm really not doing any of that. I just want to have a chat with you. Back to running my grandson to school. You're on the school run again. Good. How old? Give him a shout out. What's his name? We got Liz Saul. Greetings to you. Hello to you, Liz. Thank you for tuning in. And we've got Philip Good back running my grandson to school. Yeah, let's give him a shout out. What's his name, Philip? How old is he? And just that's approximately where you are, so we can not that we can locate you. That sounds weird, but we can put you on the map, as it were. I don't know, Reading area, Buckinghamshire area. I don't know, wherever you might be. Give us a shout. So, I've been quite busy. I've been doing this. I've been doing Radio Jackie in the morning, which has been a lot of fun. I have got a comedy night tomorrow night, which I co-run with a friend of mine. And I'm quite looking forward to that. We've got a good lineup. And then I've got a headline set, me, on Friday. So I'm looking forward to that, and I really want that to be good. So I've been preparing that all week. Liz, you could play Guess the Object with the stuff on the shelf behind you. You could do, it just seems to be an awful lot of alcohol in view. I look like an absolutely chronic alcoholic, and I'm not. I never touch those bottles. It's the weirdest thing. Those bottles they're just like always there, but they're kind of left for other people. And sometimes I might go back to it 15 years later and I think, is this stuff, is it still drinkable? I occasionally open a bottle of wine and it's like, no, better throw that one away. I literally don't touch them. What else have I got on my back shelf? You can see a man in a mankini, which is slightly awkward. And oh yeah, you see what looks like. I thought I'll show you. Sorry, if you're only listening to this, you can't see, but it looks like a bottle of oil. There we go. Looks like a bottle of engine oil. But what it actually is, it's gin. It's gin because my daughter is a big gin fan. So she's a gin dependent woman. So I need to always make sure I have gin. What? Oh, she liked the pun. Gin dependent woman. Not a gin dependent woman, a gin dependent woman, not a gin dependent woman, because that's not good. Excuse me a moment, dear listeners. I'm not actually talking to you. I'm talking to the listeners. That's all right. In North Yorkshire, he's called Jack, 14 years old, and he's on the autism spectrum. So it's an absolute joy to be his transport. There and back twice a day equals 70 miles in total. But isn't the granddad, grandson, or daughter relationship the best of the lot? It's like parenting, but without any of the bad bits. You don't have to be the badass. My daughter, Ashley, she had the most incredible bond with my dad before he passed away. I mean, just the most unbelievable bond when she was considerably younger, even over 10 years ago. God, I can't believe it's that long ago. On New Year's Eve, of all the days. But yeah, but isn't it just that most precious relationship? So I get what you mean, Philip. It really is. And a lot of people, it's their first experience of unconditional love. The parent, grandchild, grandparent, grandchild relationship. And actually, on Monday, a very interesting show for you. I happened to meet in my other radio job. It's no secret, Radio Jackie, but we're hardly in competition here, are we? I can talk about them. It's a local station for Southwest London and North Surrey. Just to let you know, I'm talking to a very interesting lady called Victoria on Monday, and she's going to be talking about autism and ADHD and the challenges of parents, and she is qualified to talk about this. She's got a certification, qualification in ADHD and autism. I don't think I'm autistic, but I do think I'm ADHD. I think maybe we're a bit of all. We've all got a bit of it. It's a bit like, let's say, a bit OCD. The term is bandied around, isn't it? Oh, I'm OCD, but it's all on a degree. If you I don't know, turn the oven off and go back once to check that you've turned it off, I wouldn't call that OCD. If you, on the other end of the spectrum, if you can't leave the house because you have to keep going back because you might have left the oven on and you might burn the house down, that's pretty serious OCD, and that needs treatment, right? So it's all on a spectrum, but I think we've all got a little bit of it. I used to have OCD. The best people do, apparently. The best people do. But I was treated for it. But a brilliant guy. He was like he was kind of like OCD is almost a disorder of the imagination. It's very, very imaginative, OCD. If you've not got experience of it, you won't know what I mean. But it's almost thinking the worst possible thoughts at the worst possible time. It's like if I don't touch that door handle properly, my grandma would die, or something like that. And you really believe this, then you think you're a bad person for thinking the thoughts. So what you do, you create kind of rituals like a prayer or a mantra, or you have to touch it in the right way. And of course you think you've got it wrong and you have to do it again and again and again and again, and the anxiety rises. So it's an imaginal disorder, if you like. But the guy that treated me, he had the personality of almost like Data in Star Trek or Spock, very, very clinical, but very warm as well. He did have the warmth, unlike the Vulcan or the, I don't know what Data was. He was the one with the yellow face. Maybe Data just drank too much, I don't know. But he had the warmth of it. And that's exactly what I needed. Something clinical, something logical, something scientific, something formulaic, the complete opposite of imagination. Now, ADHD, I've got some of it. I did a test yesterday because I've been convinced, stroke gaslit, into thinking I've got OCD, not OCD, ADHD, and yeah, they're right to a point. I came in just under the threshold, but also we live in a very, very busy time, and we live in a very busy world, don't we? So, for example, something that I think, right, I've got to answer a text, and I'll pick up my phone to answer said text and see a text from someone else. I'll answer that text from someone else, then forget the original text I was going to answer. Now, is that ADHD? I don't know. Discuss. Tell me what you think. I can be flighty. I can go from one subject to another, but my job demands that I do that. It's in every context, something is appropriate. The brilliant guy that treated me for my OCD, shout him out, Peter Kolb. They actually made a documentary about him treating OCD patients over at there's a big centre for it around here in Tooting in southwest London, St George's Hospital. They've got a big OCD centre there. Obviously, it's quite a common thing. And he was thinking he could have put me on lithium, but he said that would crush the creativity. So it's a balance, isn't it? We don't want to use a sledgehammer to crack a nut. We don't want to crush it so much it takes the good things out. Unless it's so very, very serious. It's a difficult balance, isn't it? And lithium is, I don't know if you've heard of this, I've read this somewhere else. Lithium is also an antidepressant, and it's given in cases of serious depression. Dave Sleet's tuned in. Hi, Dave. And I think Dave would almost certainly know that because he's very big in the mental health field, and perhaps you do too. But it's given for. But the problem is because of what it's given in. Excuse me. The what do they call it? The transportive element. It's lithium carbonate basically. So it's given to you in carbonate form, and it's not the lithium that's the problem; it's the carbonate. And they have to give you so much. Because the carbonate doesn't get it into your cells or whatever, they have to give you such a dose that yes, it's just like a chemical kosh. It'll knock you out, and you can get like skin itching and all that sort of thing. And some people have very bad reaction to it. But I learned recently that lithium orotate, which is a food supplement, works just as well because it's lithium and it's got a much better delivery system. I think that's the word I want. It's not quite the word I'm looking for, but if someone can correct me. Now, we got something from Maya Razai here. Would the lithium permeated medication be alluding to Priadol? I don't know. I couldn't tell you. If Priadol contains lithium, then quite possibly. But it is prudent to see if it's delivered in a what's that word? Delivery system? Delivery hosting. Yeah, can't quite think of it. Help me, someone here. If it's orotate, you're okay. If it's carbonate, I would probably be a little bit careful. Dave Sleet says he's looking forward to that conversation on Monday. Yes, with Victoria. That's going to be a really, really good conversation. And by the way, that's because Russ isn't doing the show on Monday. I think I better double check that, otherwise it's going to be interesting. Philip Harling, I've got a touch of OCD. Yeah, I'm always doing DIY jobs, and I have to do things a set way, much to the wife's frustration. Now, this is the interesting thing, because the term OCD is bandied about, all right? And people, not because they're stupid, but people just use it. It's become in our lexical field, hasn't it? It's becoming it's worked its way into our consciousness, and it's used as a term now. Oh, I'm a bit OCD. I'm a bit OCD about that. But that's not OCD. Do you know what I mean? So what I would ask you, Philip, and it's an interesting question, and feel free to answer it if you want to. Do you get anxiety or a bad internal reaction if the things aren't set up in a particular way? Or do you think something really illogical, like, oh my God, something bad's going to happen, it'll be my fault if I don't arrange the tools in the right way? Or do you just like having a system? Because that isn't OCD. Liking things tidy is not OCD. Thinking something bad's going to happen to a relative because you've misarranged the tools is OCD. Having to arrange the tools in a certain way because terrible anxiety will come, That is OCD. Do you see what I mean? But I think we just have to be a little bit careful because there's words that they get bandied around. Narcissist being the latest one that's bandied around all over the place at the moment. Neurodivergent, that's another big one. And people use these terms as rightly they should as our understanding evolves and gets better. But I think I've certainly heard people use OCD in a very casual way. Oh, I'm a bit OCD. I know Liz that's tuned in has used that, but that's not OCD. It's used as a phrase, in my opinion. Mayar, hi there. It's frequently prescribed to people that are afflicted with severe or clinical depression. I don't know. Well, I'll tell you what, let's look it up. I'll do a quick Google. One moment. Let's look it up. Yep, okay. It's called Priadel. Yes, you are absolutely right, and it is. But here's the thing. It is lithium carbonate, and that's what I'm talking about. It's lithium carbonate. So you would need I would imagine, a big dose of that because of the delivery system. I still can't find that word. Delivery, hosting, transportation. Oh, it's frustrating me. Anyway, it's going to come to me when I'm having a shower in 3 days' time. Suddenly I'll go, ha, there it is. But it doesn't matter because I'm not on air anymore. If you look at the work of John Gray, he wrote Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. He's one of my favorite personal development teachers in the world. He's a wonderful, wonderful man. And he went from relationships to understanding how our brain chemistry affects the relationships that we're in. So if we have optimal brain chemistry, and yes, it will be different for a woman than to a man. For example, a healthy man should have 20 times more testosterone than a woman. Not that a woman doesn't have it, but he needs a higher balance of that. She needs a higher balance of oxytocin, estrogen. It's all hormones in balance. But he's looking for natural rather than drug-based solutions, and that's where the lithium orotate thing came from. If you look at marsvenus.com, and I think there's a natural health section on there. There's no such thing as a bit OCD. It's a coping capacity to an anxiety that has a negative influence on daily activities. Yes, absolutely right. I suppose it's like saying, I don't know, Dave. Is it a spectrum? If you check the light 5 times, that's a bit much, but it won't wreck your day. If you check it 55 times, it will. If you check it twice, it probably won't. Is it a spectrum? I don't know, but I know where you're coming from, Dave. I know exactly what you mean by that. There is you can't be a little bit, a bit OCD. I think that just means you double check something, or you wash your hands twice because you think they're a bit dirty. Or maybe give them an extra big scrub. That's not OCD. That's not being a bit OCD. A lot of OCD will be washing your hands so much because you think they got germs on that the bones start to show through. Right, that, my friends, is extreme OCD. It's relatively rare, luckily, but that can happen. Well, I've managed to talk for 18 minutes. And it doesn't look like we're going to get any guests, which is a real disappointment because has anyone looked at that post? Let's have a look. Clearly, nobody wants to be on the midday show today. Never mind. We'll just chat for a little bit longer. But what I'm going to do, I'm probably going to sign off after about 25, 30 minutes or something like that, because I'd rather do a higher quality, shorter show. Quality over quantity. And I think if I'm yapping on, just going around in circles for an hour, you'll be ready to throw something at the computer. Unless there's something that you want to talk about, in which case I'll be delighted to hear from you. Do you fancy talking about anything in particular? I had a great call on psychology and mental health with Dave Sleet the other day. Mayar says about Priadol, for those that are prescribed it, they must undertake regular blood tests insofar as organ functioning is concerned because of prospective toxicity. Yeah, that's my point. It's the carbonate. It's the carbonate. If that was lithium orotate, I would wager, and by the way, disclaimer, I'm not medically trained at all. I'm only going from what I've learned from what I consider to be a very good source. But if that was lithium orotate, you can't overdose. You can't overdose on that, and it wouldn't have you would get the beneficial effects with it because of the delivery system. Let's call it that, but which is the orotate. But you wouldn't need to have so much that there would be form of toxicity, right? Philip, as a former dispenser, a lot of lithium has been prescribed back in the 70s and 80s. Yeah, but due to severe side effects, it's been less used. Okay, yeah. and the side effects are severe, and that's the problem. It was almost the lesser of two evils. Lithium orotate would be a solution, would be a viable solution to that. Speaking of natural solutions, apparently grapeseed extract and vitamin C is a cure for ADHD, because ADHD is the brain's inability to reuptake dopamine. Okay, it's like a process. Dopamine gets made in one bit and reuptaken in the other bit, and like jumping from neuron to neuron, give it, uptake it, give it, uptake it in all directions. That's how neurotransmitters work, dopamine being one. It's associated with novelty, it's associated with pleasure, it's associated with reward, dopamine. But it can be overstimulated, and that's where you can develop what's called dopamine addiction. You could be addicted to gambling or pornography or something like that, or work or anything, alcohol, that overstimulates it. And then the brain has to adapt and shut down some of the receptors. That's why you need more of the drug next time, because half the receptors are shut down. And if you imagine they're shutting down by half again and then half again, you can imagine needing a lot more of the drug because there's a lot less receptors. The process is called deregulation of the receptors. But that's what dopamine is. And can it be addictive? Healthy dopamine is not addictive. We're supposed to have it, but I think the system gets hijacked an awful lot. But vitamin C and grapeseed extract, what it does, it heals the receptors. It's not the grapeseed extract that does it. That it's really clever chemistry, this. Apparently it's the vitamin C that heals the brain. Problem is, you would need so much of a big dose of it, it would be impractical and impossible. Like, you need to eat 1,000 oranges a day. Nobody's going to do that. But the grapeseed extract repotentiate it. So it sends it around again and again and again. It's a kind of a repotentiation of things. You only need the small amount because it's being used over and over again. And that's how it works. Fascinating, isn't it? Dave, just heading out to a meeting about our anxiety intervention, alpha wave therapy, which TFL are looking at using to support staff. Now, that's interesting. Good luck with that, Dave. I'd love to hear more about alpha wave therapy if you want to pop on again when we're doing one of our many talks on mental health and well-being. Good luck with the meeting, my friend, and let us know how it goes, or perhaps you'll post on the socials and we can follow it. God, you're into some interesting stuff, aren't you? Alpha waves are one of the brain's brain waves. Beta wave is the one we're most likely in at the moment. And beta wave, that's where the anxiety and stress can live. Beta wave is kind of jagged wave like that. I've got to do this, got to do that, got to do this, got to do that. ADHD lives in beta, but alpha is more different. Alpha is more like, look at that beautiful sunset. Controversially, smoking dope makes alpha waves. I'm not saying that's a good way of doing it. That's just the science. Drinking a bit of booze could make an alpha wave. It's a relax wave. Meditation, there are healthy ways of doing it. Exercise, that can make an alpha wave. And then there's other different waves. There's a delta and theta. So alpha wave looks more like that, like a much more smoother curve. Delta and theta are much slower arcs, and that's a healing frequency. Perhaps you've heard of theta healing. And then there's gamma wave, which is at the other end, and that's like a super focused one. And there is a guest I've been trying to get on the show. His name's Chris Walton, and his whole life's work really is about gamma waves and their application. He's a performance psychologist, and I really would like to get him on. He's a fascinating man. Mayor, what did you talk about last time you were on the show, dude? I don't know. I don't believe we have met, unless my memory is failing me. So what did you talk about last time you were on the show, Mayor? I'll be interested to know. Let me know. Well, we've talked about some interesting things. I'm probably going to sign off fairly soon. It looks like we're not going to get any guests, which is terrible. I have one all lined up and everything. Robert Van Buren, our resident horologist. Hello to you, my friend. How are you? I hope you're feeling good and well. What were you talking about last time you were on, Mayor? I'll be really interested to know. So yeah, brainwaves, and it's very hard to be in an alpha brainwave and feel stress at the same time. That's how a lot of NLP works. It's hard to. It's kind of one or the other. You can't. In the same way, you can't be in the fight or flight sympathetic nervous system and in the parasympathetic rest and digest and replenish system at the same time. It's one or the other. I think we spend far too much time in one. 5 years ago, I made 2 appearances. The talk was predicated primarily on my mental health for clinical depression. I'm not going to put you on now, Matt, but I would like to know how you are. I would very much like to know how you're doing. You do sound like you swallowed a thesaurus. You really do. Tendering my insights and knowledge as pertaining the matter. Very good. I love your use of English. I do. You really have swallowed a thesaurus. Just pop something in the chat, just so we know how you are. Are you feeling weller? Are you feeling better? I hope so. What helped you as well? What if you are feeling better? And I really hope you are. What helped you? What helped you feel better? Music is a great healer. I think humor is a great healer. If anyone complains that I do stand-up comedy, not that I get on stage and spout obscenities in front of kids, but if people think, oh, it's a bit uncouth, I don't like what he does, well, no, I make no apology for spreading mirth if people find it funny. If they don't, like them. Sometimes you go to these really dodgy pubs where parents take their kids in when they shouldn't, and you have to do the comedy night. So that was a bit of an awkward nightmare, but still, they were warned. You give them a warning, and then it's up to them. Look, this is going to be adult entertainment. We're just giving you the heads up. It's not going to be squeaky clean uniforms and rainbows. This ain't the Night Garden on the BBC on CBeebies. But yeah, so Matt, just put us, give us an update, Matt, so we can see how you're doing. Excuse you 1 minute. How's the zombie apocalypse? How many zombies have you killed? Sorry about this. Aren't you supposed to be killing the zombies, not the people?
Right now, it's the people.
But what have they done?
Trying to kill me.
They tried to kill you?
Yeah.
Well, why would they do that?
Because I killed all of their people.
Well, who started it? Maybe you need to be the bigger person and apologise. Sorry about that. If only video games, if only life was that simple. Zombie apocalypse is going relatively well. Maya, let's get an insight. Let's get an update from you to see how you're doing, and then I'm going to close the show there today because it's been a good half an hour. But I don't want to yabber on for an hour. I'm prepared. Should I get her in to close the show? Here we go. It resumes being a struggle. However, there is a roadmap in place. Good. I shall clarify further in due course. I was a guest with Russ and Phil. Yeah, because I don't remember you personally, for the 2 appearances I have made. Well, we wish you all the very best. And I think you're in a good little circle here, because we talk about mental health an awful lot on this site. Dave Sleet does an awful lot of work in mental health. And we had I don't know if you were listening, I think it was on Monday, we had a very, very open and honest conversation about mental health. And really, it was almost like the original MRS, men's radio station, where men could really talk about their feelings. And, of course, suicide is the highest killer of men. And we don't want that. We don't want anyone to do that, men or women, or whatever you are in 2025. That's not important, but mental health to me is. Yeah, and it was almost like that, very open, a very open-hearted conversation. So what I'm saying is, Mayar, and I hope I pronounced your name right, my friend. I'm glad you're doing well, and keep going, and keep going. It's sometimes not easy being human. Sometimes the greatest battles we have are with ourselves, aren't they? But keep going. But I'm a firm believer that you do need support, and as I say, this is quite a supportive little community, and that's a nice thing. In other words, we got your back. Okay, don't you just love his words? I look forward to further interactions with yourself as time imminently elapses. I love you, man. No one uses language like that. That is fantastic. Right. Should we get her in to finish the show? What do you think? I think we should, shouldn't we? Cheeky Chops, I want you to come and finish the show.
Hello.
Right. So sit there.
Where?
There.
Right.
And repeat after me.
Okay.
Right, move it a bit. Move it. Right. This is Roslyn, also affectionately known as Cheeky Chops. If you say the Midday Show will not be airing on Friday. Have you got a mouthful?
No.
Yes, the Midday Show.
Midday Show won't be airing on Friday.
As Russ is away.
As Russ is away.
And so is Phil.
So is Phil.
Don't look at me, look at the screen. Neil will be back on Monday with another intriguing guest.
Neil will be back on Monday with another intriguing guest.
My name is Cheeky Chops.
My name is Cheeky Chops.
And that's it for the Midday Show. Good afternoon.
Oh, do I say that as well?
And that's it for the Midday
That's it for Midday Show. Good afternoon.
Right, go and kill the zombies. Right, there we go. She's such a sweet kid. She just wants to spend time around here playing video games while her mum's at the dentist. What can I do? Anyway, lots of love, you guys. And I will see you soon. Take care and enjoy the rest of your afternoon.